Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Hello everyone and welcome to your English class. In our lesson today, we'll continue with the expansion for the units 1, 2, 3 and 4. All you need for the lesson today is your books on the expansion, a sheet of paper and a pen to take down your notes. So let's get started with this. On your books, page 66, in here, what the title is, To Chant Along. What do we mean when we say a chant? A chant is actually a repeated rhythmic phrase, typically one shouted or sung in unison by a crowd. So as if it were a song, a group of people are going to repeat a rhythm or a rhyme together, which is about a certain topic, as if it were a song. Here, this is the chant, and which is on your books, page 66. If we're going to look at the format of a chant, it looks like a poem. Each one of these lines, we call it a line. It is a line, and they sound alike. Like here, we're having reason, hard, it, more, when you are listening to it, as if it were a song similar to each other. They are whether similar or suitable to each other. We're having each one of them as we call it a line. Okay, let's go into here and we will look at the whole page on page 66. What do we have? What is the title for this chant? The title, usually as if it were a reading, you will find it in the big font at the beginning of the page. It is titled, Could You Help Me Find the Reason? As if it were a question. Could you help me find the reason? And what can you see in the picture? We're only having one picture. You can look on page 66 and you will find someone, a man or a boy, who is thinking, and he's thinking about, looks like he's thinking about his results, his maybe a report card, his marks. Maybe he looks like as if he were worried. He's not happy maybe about his marks, but he doesn't look like someone who's happy. Okay, what do you think the chant is about? You're going to listen to the whole chant all together. I want you to notice the rhyme, how it sounds, and what is the main idea of the whole chant. Let's listen together.
Could you help me see the reason why I work so long and hard? Could you tell me why I do it? Why I push myself some more? Could you help me find the words? Could you tell me what to think? Could you help me see the reason why I still can't get an A?
If I had not tried, I would have shown that I didn't care. They would have seen my wish was true, my will was real, if only I had tried harder.
I should have done much better. Should have corrected on the spot. I should have asked someone to help me. Should not have tried it all alone. They might have noticed all my trials. They might have listened to my plea, considered all that I'd forsaken, and handed that right over to me.
Okay, so what is the main idea? The main idea of the whole chant, it is about someone who's working hard and he is wondering, why am I working hard if I'm not going to get straight A's, all full marks? Let's get to the first part. The first part, which is said by the main speaker. It starts with, could you help me see the reason? Each one group is actually about a different topic or maybe a related topic. We'll listen to the first one, and this time you will come up, what is the speaker, or let's say the writer in here, trying to say? Let's listen.
Could you help me see the reason why I work so long and hard? Could you tell me why I do it? Why I push myself some more? Could you help me find the words? Could you tell me what to think? Could you help me see the reason why I still can't get an A?
Okay, you can notice in here that all the lines in here, they start with could, why, and we're having all of them, whether a could or a why. So looks like the speaker in here is wondering, could you tell me the reason why I work so hard, however I can't get straight A's? What is the benefit of working hard? He is trying to find reasons for hard work. Now we're having the reply for him. Here we're having, if I hadn't tried. Let's listen and you will tell.
If I had not tried, I would have shown that I didn't care. They would have seen my wish was true, my will was real, if only I had tried harder.
You noticed the reply by the choice are saying in here that I wish that I can help you. If I hadn't tried, if only I wish that I can give you the answer. Someone is, we're using here the F conditional. If I hadn't tried, and the other one, if only I. Then the main speaker is going to reply in here. Let's listen and you will tell. What is he trying to say?
I should have done much, much better. Should have corrected on the spot. I should have asked someone to help me. Should not have tried it all alone. They might have noticed all my trials. They might have listened to my plea, considered all that I'd forsaken, and handed that right over to me.
Okay, so in here, what is he trying to do? He's trying to express regret because he's using the format, I should have done much better, should have corrected, I should have asked, I shouldn't have tried, should have noticed, and might have listened. All of these are ways to express regret. I should have worked harder. I might have asked more questions. So at the beginning he was wondering, then he was expressing his own regrets. Let's revisit this one again, and you will find the words in the chant that means. Any word that means, here the first one, to see or to realize. What is it? A word that means see or realize? We're having to notice. When you notice something, I noticed that I couldn't get an A. I noticed realization, or when you see something. Immediately, at the moment, it is on the spot. I should have noticed or corrected on the spot at the same time, not waited until like later on. Difficulties or tests. Here we're having a word that is trials. I should have taken those trials. How about request and listen to all my plea? When you plea someone, you are asking or begging someone. Then to renounce or abandon, just to leave something, is forsaken or to forsake. Leave something, abandon it, leaving it. Okay, now let's do these true or false sentences from the same chant. The young man is regretful about the past action. What do you think? Yes or no? Actually, yes. I should have done this or that. He is not sure about his choices. Not very sure. False. He is not. He is sure about what he has chosen. He knows what he has done wrong. Actually, true. I should have corrected myself. I should have asked questions. He doesn't think he should have asked for help. Actually, in here, false. I should have asked for help. I should have pleaded. He is not satisfied with his performance, not happy. Actually, yes. I should have worked harder. If he had tried harder, he would have gotten an A. Actually, true. He said, I should have worked harder so I can get an A. Okay. Can you list 3 things that the young man says that he should have done? You will find should or shouldn't, have, and the past participle tense, which is done. Try to check in your books page 66, should have. You will find it by the very end of the chant. When he said, he should have done much, much better. Also, he should have corrected on the spot at the same time. He should have asked someone to help him. He should not have tried it all alone, asked for help. By the very end, he was expressing regret, and these were his own regrets. I should have worked harder. I should have asked for help. I shouldn't have worked by my own self. Okay, now in your books, page 119, here, exercise A. Complete the sentences. Use the past participle of the verb in the parentheses as an adjective. You can refer to your books, page 8, for more information about this rule. What is the rule? As if we're saying here, the DVD is scratched. What do we mean by scratched? Scratched, as a part of speech, it is a verb, and it is actually the past participle tense of the verb. However, sometimes we use the past participle tense of the verb to function as if it were an adjective, to describe a noun. So scratched is not an action. This time it describes the noun. It works as if it were an adjective. Broken door, scratched DVD. Maybe we're having a torn sleeve or jacket. Okay, now let's do the exercise. Here we're having the verb damage. You will change it into the past participle to function as if it were an adjective. A car won't sell as quickly as a perfect one. A damaged car, a broken car or a damaged car will not sell as quickly as a good one. The repair TV has a very clear picture now. The repaired, we repaired it, now it is repaired. Her scratch DVD does not play. The scratched DVD. My mother really likes my repainted bedroom. Repainted. The repainted bedroom. Patrick has an arm and can't play basketball. Break. He broke it, so his arm is broken. Our neighbor's newly apartment is very beautiful. Decorated. It is the decorated one. The decorated apartment. My father's car has a cracked windshield. It is cracked windshield. The windshield is cracked. Everyone talked about the jacket he wore to the wedding, the torn jacket. You notice it is actually a verb, but when you put it before or you will describe a noun with it, it functions as if it were an adjective. Adjective similar to the past participle tense of the verb. Okay, same page, page 119, exercise B. Answer the questions. You will use have or get something done. You can refer to your books, page 8, for this grammar rule. What have we said about it? To speak about a problem, to report a problem, maybe something is broken. You can use the rule, which is need to be done. Maybe the car is damaged. It needs to be repaired. I need someone to do it for me. Needs to be done or repaired. The sleeve is torn. It needs to be sewn. I need someone to do it for me. How about the solution? You will come up with a solution. You will use the form I have or I got something done. The car is broken. I need it to be repaired. I will take it to the mechanic, then I will tell you, I got my car fixed, repaired. I got it fixed or repaired. The sleeve is torn. I took it to the tailor. He sewed it. Then I will say, I got my jacket or the sleeve sewn. Okay, let's use this one, which is have or get something done, which is for the solutions. Okay, answer the questions, use have or get plus the past participle tense of the verb. What are you doing to the outside of your house? House and paint. I will ask someone to paint it for me. I'm not going to do it myself. So we will say, I am having the house painted. Notice, have and painted. I will have it painted. Who's going to do it? I will ask anyone, maybe I can do it myself. Are you doing anything about the stain on the carpet? We're having the carpet is stained. Maybe something was spilled on it. What would you do? Clean the carpet. I will ask someone to clean it. So we can say, yes, I am getting the carpet cleaned. I am getting it clean. I will have it cleaned. How about number 3? Are you going to buy a new TV? All TV, fix. I'm not going to get a new TV, but I will fix the old one. So you will say, no, I am not. I am going to have the old TV fixed. Who will fix it? Someone else. What is Julia doing to her living room? She, the living room, redecorate it. So it will be redecorated. So we will say that she is getting the living room redecorated. Notice all of them, get or have, you can choose between get or have, followed by the past participle tense of the verb that we got here. Between them, you have to use the object. What is our object in here? Is the house. Here we're having the carpet, we're having the old TV, and here we're having the room. Okay? Let's continue. C. Complete the sentences, use the past perfect tense. You can refer to your books on page 22 for this grammar rule. What are we speaking about? We're speaking actually about the past perfect. What do we mean by past perfect? Our example in here, when I woke up, Mom had called me. Which one is the past perfect? Not old, older. We're having two verbs, called and woke up. Which one happened older? My mom called me, then I woke up. So on a timeline, we can put it in here. So I woke up maybe at 9, and before I woke up, my mom had called me. My mom had called me. Usually when we're having many actions, we're having old and older. The older action will be in the past perfect tense. You can notice in here, what is the form for the past perfect tense? Perfect. We have to use the have, auxiliary verb. So you will choose any pronoun, the suitable pronoun, he, I, whatever it is, followed by had, because it is past, and the past participle tense of the verb. We're having the past participle tense of the verb, which is verb number 3. Okay, let's do the exercise. My parents took a vacation to Portugal because my mother a television program about Lisbon last year. They went, and before that she watched, because my mom had watched. We arrived in Los Angeles on time, although our plane late from New York. Leave. Before leaving, then we're having arriving. Although we had left. Left early, arrived on time. I to clean my room even before my mother asked me to do it. I had decided. So I cleaned it, then my mom asked me. So I had cleaned it before my mom asked me. I studied a lot for the test because I last one. Failed, then studied harder because I had failed it. 5. We bought new cell phones after an email about the big sale. We received, then we bought. So because we have received. Then number 6, it's a question. Had you taken the English classes before you went to England? had taken. Okay, the following, write sentences to speculate about the situation. If you want to refer to speculation, you can go to page 22. And here, if you are sure and you want to make a guess, you will use must. If you are less sure, you can use it is a possibility, you would use may or might. If you are sure that it is impossible, it is not, use can't or couldn't. So let's do this exercise. Greg was at the football match with me. So, speculation, he couldn't have been at home. Adil has a broken leg. Adil may be in a cast for 6 weeks, maybe more, maybe less. Then, Stephanie is studying for the test. Let's speculate. May pass her test tomorrow. She must be busy. They were early for the flight. They must be excited about the vacation. My brother just bought a cool new car. The car might have been on sale. It could be on sale or for a lower price. The following exercise, you will use should have or shouldn't have. You can refer to your book's page 36. When we are expressing regret, you will use should or should not plus have and the past participle tense of the verb. I should have done this or shouldn't have done that. Let's do the exercise. The food at the Italian restaurant is excellent, but I felt sick after our meal. Regret, I shouldn't have eaten so much food. I borrowed my sister's cell phone. It broke when I dropped it on the sidewalk. I feel sorry. I should have been more careful. I shouldn't have taken her cell phone. Karen got an A on the test. Hanan, on the other hand, failed the test. Shouldn't. Hanan should have studied with Karen. Fahad hurt his leg yesterday when he went jogging in the park. Should have warmed up more. He should have practiced. I had 3 cups of coffee at dinner and I couldn't go to sleep until 3 a.m. I shouldn't have had that much coffee at dinner. I shouldn't have drank all this amount of coffee. Let's use conditionals. If you want to use the conditional, you will start with the past perfect, had with the past participle tense of the verb, followed with would, might, or could, have the past participle tense of the verb. Let's do this. Mark was tired because he didn't go to bed early. Let's use if. If Mark had gone to bed early, he wouldn't have been tired. 2. Ibrahim learned to speak French because he lived in Paris for 3 years. If Ibrahim hadn't lived in Paris for 3 years, he wouldn't have learned to speak French. I didn't go on vacation with my friends because I just bought a new computer. I can't, so if I hadn't bought the new computer, I would have gone on vacation with them. I took a nap because it rained all day. If it hadn't rained, I wouldn't have taken a nap. Notice the past perfect followed by, also we will have the perfect tense have plus would plus have and the past participle tense of the verb. All of these, would or wouldn't. Okay, G, on page 122. Read the conversation, use reported speech to complete the sentences. Here, Harris said, did you see that little sport car? A question. Let's report it. Harris asked Alex if, notice that we're having if because it is a yes-no question, then he had seen that little red sport car. Past into past perfect. 2. Alex said, no, I didn't. Alex said that he hadn't seen it. Notice the past into past perfect. Then Harris said, now, where would Qasim get a car like that? A question. Harris wanted to know where Instead of F, we started with where. Then Qasim would get a car like that. Number 4, Alex said, it is probably his father's car. Is. Alex said, it was probably his father's car. Instead of is, we use the was. Number 5, here Alex said, he is usually so quiet and shy. Harris said that Qasim was usually quiet and shy. When you report, go 1 tense backward, the present into past and the past into past perfect. Okay. Now think of a car accident on page 123, exercise A. I. Think of a car accident that you know about. You can also think of an accident from a film or a book. List the events that happened and then we're having the effect. What happened and what is the effect? As a result, we're having another thing. Like here, rain. Because of the rain, what happened? As a result, it was difficult to see and we're having wet roads. Then they slipped. Then we can say the event happened. Someone was late for school. Then what happened? Driving too fast. My brother was late for school, so he drove so fast and he crashed. He had a car accident. Maybe stayed up late. Someone stayed up late. Then what happened to them? He felt sleepy while he was driving. Sleepy driver. We're having an action and the result of that action. Okay. Now exercise J on your books 124. Study the picture of Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, mosque in Medina. Write as many words as you can under each heading in the chart. Use the words. Let's start with the chart at the beginning. We will speak about Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, mosque in Medina. At the beginning, we will come with nouns. Nouns like names. Mosque, it is a mosque. We're having a dome. This one we call it a dome. Then we're having a monument. Monument, everyone knows about it and would go to it. Verbs like honor, bury, and design. Adjectives we're having like breathtaking, magnificent, and holy. Let's use these to come up with sentences. We will say that the mosque of the Prophet in Medina is one of the most beautiful mosques in the world. We can say the construction took years to complete. We can also say thousands of workers, artisans, and craftsmen were employed to do the work. You can come up with any sentence based on your word choice from the previous chart. Okay, guess that is it for the lesson today, and thank you so much for your time.